beautiful day to be here again on Women's World. Women's World is a platform where we talk about things that affect women. We talk about nurturing, we talk about parenting, we talk about our career drive and so many things, our health, politics, economics, financial empowerment, anything that has to do with women. Yes, we trash on this show. And when you talk about women or womanhood, what comes to your mind anyway? Today, I am not alone in the studio. I've got my co-presenter, the beautiful Remy Allen. Remy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello, Shade. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yes, I like the way you started, talking about women. Mothers are our world, sisters are the sky, daughters are the stars, and women, they are the universe. So you know that a woman is a total package. Without us, this world, no go sweet. That's why they said, Aduniwa, we are the salt of the world. And you know what happens to any soup or any food without the salt?
It tastes bland, but when the salt's gone too much,
It doesn't have to be too much. That's why we are who we are. We do it in moderation.
Thank you.
We sweeten
Thank
the
you,
places.
Remy. Today we have a beautiful woman in the house. She is an entrepreneur. She is she's a mother, and she's passionate about many things. All right, we've got Mrs. Olamide Adine in the house. It's nice to have you.
Good day. Hello.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I like your smile. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
All right. Yes, when we talk about women, womanhood, when we talk about total woman, different things come to mind. Traditionally, when we want to look at it, they'll tell you, before you say a lady is a woman, then means she's a wife, she's a mother, she has a sustainable career, and on like that. But to you, what do you think a total woman is, Olamide?
Thank you. So, to me, a total woman is a woman that is doing what she has to do. It is not defined by role. It is not defined by, she's married, her status, her marital status, or she has children. So far, you are a woman and you are doing exactly what you have to do. A woman can also be a daughter before being a wife. A woman can also be doing well in career, in business. That does not remove the fact that they are complete. So I can say a total woman is an intentional woman, a woman of purpose, doing what she ought to do and doing well while at it.
Like defined by gender and age.
Yes.
Okay. because this word, now we have different categories of gender. Some would tell you I'm the woman in this, but we're not talking about that. So
Exactly.
All right, me to you.
I don't know where you're driving this through now, but thank God you decided to pull yourself back. Okay, so total woman, like she has rightly put it, it has nothing to do with is she married or she's not married. Because there are a lot of women out there, they might not be married, but they are doing excellently well in the society.
And we have to give them accolades for
exactly, we have to give them accolade for that. In this part of the world, they've so reduced being a woman to if you're not married, you're not a woman. And that is why what they put singles through, especially not be here, it's as if as a daughter, once you're of age and you've not brought in the man to say, this is my husband, you see the whole society will rise up. Even your family member will begin to say, Kilo Day, where is the man? Like you're not a woman. But you're being a woman. Like she said, it starts from being a daughter. Even your little girl, as soon as she's born, she's a woman. And you begin to nurture.
Are you the definition further?
You begin to nurture and begin to, teach her and nurture her, and then she begins to develop. She develops academically, she develops bodily,
Physically, yeah.
physically. She develops spiritually. She develops, even if she wants to be an entrepreneur, she goes into it. So marriage shouldn't define a woman. That's where I'm going.
All right, marriage shouldn't define a woman. Let me also put in the seriousness, right? Yes. Okay, so Olamide, before you got married, would if they say, "Oh, women, be here," would you have joined the queue?
Definitely.
You would.
Shade, let me
Definitely.
throw that question back to you.
I wouldn't.
Why?
Because I feel like it's an old school group. So,
So,
I'm not joining yet. I don't belong.
But the girl, if they said girl,
Ladies.
no, girl,
Ladies is
ladies.
more, ladies
Are
is
ladies
more-
not women?
All right, so let's look at it typically. When you talk about the totality of a woman, at least we've been able to establish that being married doesn't, or being unmarried doesn't undermine your
Yes.
womanhood. There are people who are not, who do not bring forth, biologically, but they nurture. They are better nurturer than people who did. So being able to establish that, and please give yourselves the accolade if you fall in this category and keep doing well. Yes, but now let's look at those who have chosen this path of I want to be Mrs. Because I remember when you got married to G did not let us rest. Pictures everywhere, stories, and it's okay. So when you are a new mother, a first-time mother. So let me ask you. We have several stories about marriages, about being a mom, pregnancy, and all of that. Did the stories you heard, match with your experience? Yeah, all of
That
them.
be factual.
Yes.
No. But not like it was bad or good. But I'll just say that some stories are better told when experienced. Nobody could have guessed what would happen in 6 months or 3 months after marriage, or even myself and my husband. We could not fathom what will happen to us in a month. But one thing helped us, and that's the fact that we had a purpose. I have a purpose, and I had started living in my purpose before marriage came in. And now, when marriage came into the picture, my purpose guided me to not choose somebody whose purpose is different from mine. Because when there is complementary where there is a synergy between you and your partner, it makes purpose easier to achieve. Because I will not lie, marriage is not.
That's not a child's play.
I'm just like 2 years, close to 2 years
Because
into it.
I was about
I was just
asking.
like close to 2 years, so I cannot start giving all those. I cannot start preaching, but I know that within the 2 years, it is not the story that we have heard, because what came into the picture for us will be different from what came into the picture for any other person. But the one thing has helped us, and that has been intentionality and fulfillment of purpose. Was it hard? Yes. Because I had to combine marriage with schooling, I had to combine marriage with business, I had to combine it with career job, I had to combine it with being a mother now, and I had to understand that all of these things are important. One must not override the other. I cannot say because I am a student now neglect my husband's needs, neither am I going to neglect the needs of my home. And now that a baby has come into the picture, I can also not neglect. But also, I have my purpose, which cannot be neglected, because the thing is, we were told then, rather, when we were still single, that you have to do everything, like sharp, so that everything aligns, and there's no papa in anything. It has to, like, you have to study your peculiarity and know what works for you. I was not good at multitasking. I didn't know how to do it. Like, so when I was like always structured, I'd worked in a structured work environment, I know that, okay, by 6 o'clock I am up, I am taking care of myself. By 8 o'clock I have to be at work, 6 o'clock I clock out from work, like that. But then marriage came in, and I have to understand that
And destructured you.
you get so
The structure wasn't structural
yeah, so
anymore.
I could decide to wake up and say, okay, I'll just order food, and just the brother will bring it to my office. But then I left somebody, a grown-up man at home. So even if I am not going to be cooking at that morning, even though he does not want a meal, I still have to ask and put his, like, babe,
Put
do you
it
care for
interest.
breakfast? So if he says he wants breakfast, I put that in my, so I cannot just grab one or two things and just get out. So a lot of things also came into play, but like I mentioned, the intentionality and the drive that, okay, I must do well with these things. And that's one thing with being a woman. You have to understand, a total woman, you have to understand that, okay, I am doing this and I have to do well while at it. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So there is this saying that the first 3 years of marriage is always turbulent. Like, if you are able to survive that first 3 years, then there is hope that that marriage will
Exactly.
last. And of course, we've also heard of marriages that broke up. They broke up after 10 years. We've heard of 20-something years that they still ended up 40. That they still ended up, going their separate ways. But you said yours is just barely 2 years.
Yes.
How has it been? When you talk of, let's talk of marriage, you and the man, because it's you and the man first before the baby, before we go into all of those things. So how has it been, the journey? You've mentioned a little about it, the fact that you have to consider him as far his interest, as far as cooking is concerned, before you had your things planned out. It's like your itinerary. At so
Exactly.
time,
So time,
I had to
get
be
this
this. But of course, a marriage is not going to be like that. So as a babe,
Well, our marriage has not it has not been so challenging like that.
Okay.
Because myself and my husband have been very good friends before we got married.
friends of how many years?
We met, we got to know each other like just randomly 2018.
Okay.
So but we knew each other to an extent, and that has helped us because myself and my husband we have discussed practically everything. Like, there's nothing too embarrassing for myself and my husband not to talk about. We have talked about everything. So it will be a news now. It will be something that may be very, very, how do I say, very minor, minute rather, for myself and my husband not to have an idea about each other. Like maybe something that we skip, we feel that, oh, it's not necessary. But the major part of our lives we have discussed, and that has helped us because that's why the process of courtship, I will not advise anybody to take it lightly. It has been really helpful, and that has helped us because all the fights that we ought to be fighting
and you
we had
fought
fought
it.
it before. So we had had the arguments, we had the disagreements before we got to say I do. So that has helped us. If not, the fight rather that we had then would have been
what you'll
it
be
would have been
having
what
now.
we'll be having now. Because even despite those fights, there are some things that will still happen. I'll tell my husband that, guy, what's the meaning of what you just
Did
that is not right, is not done, is not, we still have those disagreements, but
Of course
we
they will
know
come.
exactly, but we know the extent to which I know this person. I think I know my husband about 90%.
Wow.
And the 10% that is remaining is maybe is acquired behavior, maybe something that is just learning that I am not aware of,
and of course, because we are not perfect.
because we are not perfect. So
All right.
that's what has helped us, friendship, and the challenges have been there, but we thank God, and
You're trying to surmount it.
You get, and we are going to live each day
Yes, as it
because we cannot, like I said, we cannot make plans ahead for what's coming because we don't even know what is coming.
But I want to look at you, because sometimes I see your post, you're heavily pregnant, writing exams, running businesses and all of that. And most times ladies want to be like, oh, I can't have it all. Maybe one has to wait for the other. Would you have considered, dropping one for the other? Like,
Did it occur to me? Yes, it did. But then I'll tell you a very funny story. So when I wanted to start my master's program, I just randomly mentioned to my husband that I missed the walls of classroom, like because he knows I had always liked academics and everything. So I just randomly mentioned. That's why you have to be careful of what you wish for beside your partner. So I just randomly said that I missed the four walls of a classroom. And the next thing, a guy is saying that I should go back to school. And from where to where, I'm not serious and everything. But then I got the form, I went for the interview, I got admitted. After paying my school fees, 2 weeks after paying my school fees, I found out I was pregnant. So I had to. My husband had no second doubt about. He was like, "Don't worry, I'll be there. If it means me taking you to school all the time, but we'll do it." Blah, blah, blah. But I had to consider myself, and I'm like, "Can I do it?" I weighed my options. Should I write leave of absence? Should I just take the year off, and just focus on raising a baby? Funny enough, I am in the health line, so I understand some of the complications and how stressful pregnancy can be. But then I also had to understand that motherhood is not going to be a year journey. If I am taking the year off, what about next year when my baby needs me? Am I going to be taking that year off too from schooling? So when do I actually get the time to go back to school? So that made me continue, though it was very hard. It was very hard because it was not within where my home was, so I had to travel, and I was writing exams, and it's not a private school; it's a government school, So you are just like you have to fend for yourself.
You follow the school calendar.
You understand. So I had to follow the school calendar. At the same time, I had to understand that this our child was a priority. Nothing must happen to my baby. So as much as I am going to be stressed by the school environment, I'm also putting my baby into consideration. So juggling both of them, I would say that I do not want to keep mentioning intentionality, but I think that's the word. Because at some point it was hard because I had to go to classes. From classes I had to read for exams, and yes, you are pregnant, then there are some days that there are some days that you just want to keep sleeping, like I just want to remain in bed and not get up from the bed. There are some days that my hormones are just up and I want to flare up at everything, like there's a whole lot of things. So it was hard, but then I came from a place of understanding that it was seasonal, and this is the season that I am. And trust me, it's one of the best decisions of my life, because there was no way I could have juggled schooling. There's no way I could have said I want to go back to school now after my baby. Because with pregnancy it was easier.
It was much, yes.
It's just me. Like I could go to school, sleep on the bare floor while reading for exam, do every other thing. But with a baby, my third semester exam, I had to write from, like, I was coming to Akure every day to stay with the family. Then I'll go back very early as 6 o'clock. I'm out of Akure to go and write the exam. But while I was pregnant, I could stay over in school because there's no point traveling up and down.
You were compact.
Yes, I was still in one place. But now I have a small baby that I have to be responsible for. So it's not easy, but we are grateful that the mindset of intentionality came in.
And then that must have also been with massive support,
Exactly,
from
I
your
wanted to
husband,
say
or you
that.
have some support system, really, because I don't want to believe you drove all this
all by yourself.
Yes, and you also mentioned the hormones. Recently on social media, ladies tend to hide under that, to do a lot of things to their husbands, especially the Gen Zs. They say it's a hormonal imbalance that you slap a man. I mean, do you think it's rational, really, to say because the hormones during pregnancy is wild, then you do weird things?
It is difficult to want to say it that way because my hormone is different from yours. Yes, we can only talk about.
Okay, then let's talk about yours. When you were pregnant, did the hormones spoil you to do some weird things?
I always say that for me, I would say pregnancy was easy. When I had my first baby, and during the christening, I was asked to give testimony and all that, and I said, in the next 6 months, I want to get pregnant again. Now, because the truth is, everything I get to hear, hey, I didn't feel any of those things. The fact that you need to throw up for a long period of time, I didn't get to throw up one bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I
The-
also did not throw up
exactly
during
the
my
fact that
pregnancy.
you say that you spat somewhere, I didn't get to
didn't
do
spit
it.
also, so-
You know,
And you were not having some weird appetite, like wanting
no,
to eat
those
stones and sand.
what do they call it? The longings,
Crunch, cravings.
the cravings rather. I didn't have them. Or you stay and sleep off somewhere. So it was just as if I was moving normally.
The funny thing is, now we cannot also judge. We cannot also use that as a template for everyone.
For
And she's already
others, I
established
already
that
said that.
Because for you, pregnancy was very easy, and we have some people that suffer from I have forgotten the term, HG. We call it HG. It is, some of them have to be in the hospital all throughout their days of pregnancy.
Exactly.
All throughout their days of pregnancy. So for somebody
someone like
that,
me, from the first day, I'll start, spitting
for somebody
everywhere
like that, if our
until the
business
baby is out.
If
Wow.
our business take a pause at that point in time, you cannot blame her
Blame
because
her,
she
yeah.
has no control over
It.
Just like I had no spitting, the only thing I had was unnecessary fatigue. I could
You
not
get
walk from my
tired
room to
easily.
the sitting room. I'm out of breath. I am breathing like so. I stopped taking calls because I've just said one word. Everybody's saying that what is wrong with you? Why are you breathing like that? Why are you out of breath like that, like that? So that was the only symptom that I know that I had to deal with all throughout my pregnancy. But every other thing, and of course, the physical discomfort will come in around that second trimester, that third trimester.
Yes.
All
The
right,
physical
yes.
discomfort.
The program you're watching is still Women's World, and today we have our guest, Olamide Adene, in the house. We're talking about being a total woman, how you can handle every aspect of your life together as a woman efficiently. And she's been giving us our first-hand experience, but we're sharing our experiences together. So we'll go on a short break now. When we return, the discussion continues. Don't go away.
All right, welcome back. It's still Women's World on Osrc television. We're looking at being a total woman. What does it take? How are you able to handle situation as a woman? We still have our guest, Olamide Adene. She's in the house, the newest mother in town. How old is our baby anyway?
She's 3 months, so she's
Oh,
not-
3 months. You
Just
see,
3 months.
and she's an entrepreneur as well. And together we've been talking about how you can be a total woman. And one thing she kept emphasizing is the fact that you have to be intentional.
Yeah, I think we're going to be apart from being intentional, yes. Like we said before that break, we said you
Yes.
couldn't probably have done this
Support
alone.
system.
Support system.
Yes. Support system is extremely, when you asked juggling and everything, I was trying to start from the beginning, which is yourself, before you begin to talk about the environment. Now the environment aspect is your support system. Another person would have paused immediately. I said my husband was not even bothered. He didn't even think one was going to affect the other because he was ready to step in. Now my husband was my support system, is my support system, because right now I didn't come to the studio with my baby. My baby is being attended to by the father. He's babysitting and he has always done that. So while I was in school writing the exam, my husband was taking care of the baby at home. And even before then, I think earlier I mentioned the part of purpose. That purpose will allow you to give access to the right person. The person that will fuel your career, your purpose part in life. And now the thing is, he was always so there. My business did not even, at some point, that's why you can be making plans and life will be looking at you like, well done, continue. So at this December last year, myself and my husband, we took ourselves out just to take a break, and then we lodged in an hotel and everything. We made plans for 2025. We knew that at some point we were going to have a baby, but we didn't know that it was going to come so fast. So we did not make serious plan for the baby. We only made plans for I'll be going back to school.
I'm sure that was where the baby came in.
So fast forward to January, I found out that I was pregnant.
See?
And then we had no plans that a baby was going to come in so fast. We only made plans for school. And I had plans that, okay, I just opened my store for my business. We're going to have it ready to wear. I would come modeling my, my design. This is one of my designs.
Yeah.
I'll come modeling my design. But how am am I going to keep modeling my design when I'm 6 months pregnant? Like, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put myself in the
that
light
box.
you get. So my husband stepped in for me. He was wearing my designs. That was one of the supports he had for me.
Yes.
So when I am outside of Akure and my customers need their design, their orders, I'm sending a picture to babe. Babe, please go into the room, select this design, send it out. So he was filling in the gap for me. And there are times that even when I come back home from school, I am tired, I cannot do anything. Because you have to understand that there are days that school will have to come first before marriage. But imagine if I had a partner that did not want to understand that for me.
Who wants
Who
himself
wants
first.
himself first at that point in time. So I just take babe, please, I'm so stressed that could you buy food on your way home? Could you get dinner on your way home? Say no problem, that's fine. So a whole lot of other compromises that he had to, you know, do others for himself, because I'm paying school fees and they'll be like, oh, this money is meant for so and so, but let's use it to pay your school fees, let's use it to do your project.
Wow.
Wow,
So much to say.
I wish we can go on and on.
Yeah. Well, how am I to disagree that you have to, you know, talk about everything while you're cutting? That's what she says. Be open. Don't hide. When you know you are facing Sabo, don't pretend as if you are going to Northgate. So leave your options, you know, yes, open, and then you'll be better for it in the marriage. At least you will have less disagreements in the earlier years. My name is Folasha De Okidopse. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.